This one isn't just a chosen few video, because the subject of this story didn't conclude their criminal career after the events that are detailed within this video. You're going to want to stick around to the end to find out what happened. It's not pretty. On December 27, 2018, a 26-year-old man carrying a plastic shopping bag walked up to a bicycle locked into a bike rack. That's not unusual, I do admit that. Perhaps he just made a quick trip to his local Walmart or some other local business, like countless people do every day. What was unusual, however, was the contents of that bag, a bolt cutter. This wasn't just an innocent nighttime shopper after all. The man immediately went to work trying to cut the chain, preventing him from just taking off with the bike. Unluckily for the prospective bike thief, however, a police officer, one Sergeant Matt Okerman, was close by, figured out what he was doing, and arrested him. Sergeant Okerman was soon joined by other officers during that arrest. Now, you might be wondering why and how so many officers were in the area, especially for something as relatively minor as stealing a bicycle. And no, it was not a run to the local donut shop. 26-year-old Adam Alexander Valle, who is a career criminal with a string of arrests dating back to 2014, mostly for drug offenses, decided to make the unbelievably smooth-brained decision to attempt to steal the bicycle from outside the Gladstone police station. And I am not kidding. The name is literally on the window that was in clear view as Valle walked over to the chained-up bike. There was no possible way he could have missed it. Even the most underachieving second grader could have read those words and been smart enough to just nope out of there. Valle was charged with theft, criminal mischief, and felon in possession of weapons. But the fact he tried this outside of a clearly marked police station made him part of the chosen few. And then he had to go beyond the chosen few in one of the worst ways possible. He was arrested in February of 2019 for failure to appear on the 2018 charges, and some others. But the saddest part of this story is that he was arrested once again in March of 2019. This time for DUI after he crashed a stolen car he was driving as he was fleeing the police that were not in pursuit. That wasn't even the worst part. A female passenger, 19-year-old Heaven Lee Matthews, was killed in the crash, resulting in a manslaughter charge. The good part of this story is that Valle seems to be finally taking responsibility for his actions, as he pled guilty to several charges, including the manslaughter, and received an 85-month sentence, a permanent revocation of his driving privileges, and will be required to pay at least $45,000 in restitution. Heaven's death could have been entirely prevented had Valle not been released on the failure to appear charges. I will never understand a court system that allows repeat offenders out on bail, especially if that bail is for charges for which the offender has already failed to appear. Our justice system needs a total overhaul, starting with the policies regarding bail for repeat offenders and those who deliberately fail to appear in court to face up to their misdeeds.